at Rick and studied the radio in his hand. He looked at the radio too, forgetting that he held it, and handed it to her. I found it on the floor, he said, still a little dazed.
I'm confused. Wait, so she comes onto the train and her radio's already off of her, even though you can't turn back in the game. Once you get on the train, you can't go off the goddamn train. I am confused here.
I found it on the floor, he said, still a little dazed after finding out the truth of us being in a game. I was a little upset that I was the coldest out of the group. I mean, seriously, I wore jeans and a black tank top that said I love RE in red letters. I silently cursed myself for wearing a Resident Evil shirt. I don't think they exist, do they?
Well, the thing is, Resident Evil, it wouldn't have it. They wouldn't know what the fuck that was. It'd be like, what the fuck is RE? And then it could be like, movie, book, something.
Reading elephants?
Okay, that.
And turned my undivided attention back to my brother and Rebecca. Thanks, Rebecca took it and examined it closely. Rick seemed to be a little impatient with her. He was always the type to run around and do stuff in 1 minute, and I guess Becca here.
It's spelled Becka, even though the shortening of Rebecca, given Rebecca's name in Resident Evil, would be 2 C's instead of a K. There, yeah. Sorry.
And I said Beck is the one who loves to take her time. Ah, you really care, I said, hugging him. Rick chuckled and hugged me back. Sure, he said in a not caring tone. I jerked away from him and looked at him in shock. I was joking, he said, laughing. Rebecca was watching this, a smile creeping on her lips. She put the radar on her little pouch-looking thing on the left side of her waist and looked around some more. Oh, yay.
It's on the right side in 0, by the way.
Okay, that's a little nitpicky.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a bitch like that.
Yay!
But really, though, let's totally ignore everything about Rebecca's appearance, though. That was, no. Yes, it's a half hour. We're gonna have to cut that thing. But anyway, like, no, not cut, but like, split up into separate videos and shit.
Oh god, okay. I lost my place. Okay, do you have backup? Rick asked. I looked at him annoyed. He gave me the, hey, I'm trying to act like I don't know crap. Look, even if there is a look for that. I looked at the dark carpet on the floor in concentration. It was so dark you couldn't see what color the carpet was. Everything just seemed blue.
True. That the first cabin does look like that in game.
Yes, have you seen a Billy? Okay, you're gonna have to pronounce the last name.
Cohen.
Cohen? She asked, facing us. She immediately froze. She looked at Rick right-eyed and fingered her weapon. Rick seemed to realize where this was going and sighed heavily. I'm not Billy Cohen. He has a giant tattoo all over his one arm. Rick mentally slapped himself, and I almost did it for him. You've seen him? She asked suspiciously. Rick shrugged and put on his poker face. Saw him in the papers. Most wanted? Rick asked distinctly. Rick was
this is not gonna work as a cover story.
Rick was a freaking good actor because she bought it.
Well, never mind that she's a total rookie and this is her first case and she's scared and going, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and there's this big scary serial killer, and oh my god. And technically speaking, the whole thing with Billy Cohen and his trial and blah blah blah. Backstory-wise, only a couple of people in the military would have known about it, not it being all over the fucking papers. Sorry. It's like basic backstory information.
Okay. When she turned around to study a suitcase, Rick gave me the feel look. I could already tell we were going to be giving each other a lot of looks like that in the future. Let's stick together. I'm going to investigate the next cab. Okay. Rebecca said and turned to go through the door to our left side.
Wrong two, by the way. But like, left side, yeah, that would be the left side. Okay, good. But the 2 is TOO instead of TO.
Okay. Rick and I followed her, but she stopped with her hand on the shining handle. She looked at us confused and slightly irritated. He's 22, 4 years older than you. I think he can come too, and, you can't leave me here, so I guess we're all going, I said hurriedly.
But she just said that they're gonna stick together.
She stared at me and I mentally kicked myself for that one. How did you know I was 18? She asked, curious and suspicious. I sighed as if it were all obvious, though I was making it up as I went along. I read in the papers by the dumb reporter that said 18-year-old Chambers joined Stars. I said in a reporter deep voice. Rick stared at me like, how the bleep did I come up with that one? I smiled at him.
Okay.
Right the bleep indeed.
Just,
she said, looking a little disappointed. All right, let's go.
disappointed.
Okay, my little problem with this, usually I guess in my family, if I'm in the paper, somebody cuts it out and gives it to me, or shows it to me, or makes it known that you're in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would know if she was in the paper for that.
Especially considering that she's like this brilliant chemist who graduated from college by the age of 18 for chemistry. This is why she was even a field medic in the first place in canon. She was so highly competent that despite her young age, she went in as field medic. She doesn't really have much in terms of physical training, though.
She said suddenly, Miss Barbie Perky again.
She's not acting like this. I'm confused in general. It's like, we should stick together. Then why the fuck are you following me? Inconsistent actions.
I noticed that she was a bit shaken, but I shrugged it off. And we entered the next cab, which did have lights, golden lights. The seats were very soft looking, like fur, and were bloody red colored. The soft carpet was bloody red also, with designs all the way to the next door of the cab. There were dark wooden glazed armrests for the seats too, but the negative thing was that every person in here was dead and were rotting. I looked at Rick, but he only sighed readily himself. We all said he smelt the nasty smell of rotten flesh. Ew, what died? I mumbled low, not meant for anyone to hear. Rebecca hesitated to go ahead, so Rick walked forward in front of her to make her a little mad. Rebecca held Rick's shoulders back, or of what she could reach of it. Rick turned around. Yes, he asked her. She sighed grudgingly. I'll go first, she said, encouraged. Suddenly, Rick moved out of the way for her to walk by. I grabbed Rick's arm. What the hell was that? I yelled.
Whisper yelled. That's a new one. But no, actually though, Rebecca is 5'3" according to various game files, so she actually would be.
So what, did she grab his ass?
No. She would just be like, I can't reach.
He stared at me, shocked at my language. Oh, yeah, hell's such devil's language.
Especially for a 15-year-old. I was using fuck when I was 12, god damn it. Of course not from my dad, because he was unretentive about that, but
I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it right with it either. She was afraid of going ahead, so I just went on to give her more confidence. You have to remember, this isn't a game anymore, he whispered back. I sighed. I guess it was true. In the game, you couldn't actually see the characters' features if they were scared or not, so Rick just gave her a confidence boost. So kind. We followed in pursuit after Rebecca. The walkway wasn't wide enough for two people to go through, so I went first, and then Rick. Rebecca stopped in the middle of the aisle, nearly making me bump into her. What's up? I asked, trying to be oh so kind. She just stared ahead. She just stared ahead, which made me look ahead too, and saw a man walking slowly towards us. He looked like crap, and really smelled like it too. The rotting flesh falling of him with every step he took was grotesque and nasty. His milky white eyes were completely empty. He moaned as hungrily, stretching his arms out at us.
Wait, there were 3 zombies in Resident Evil Zero's beginning. That guy and another 2, and there weren't bits of flesh constantly falling off. I mean, even the leashes didn't have that bad a T-virus in them. That totally makes.
Well, flesh falling of him.
Flesh falling up. This is going to become a thing, isn't it?